Most disappearances seem random, but some are deliberate, repeated. This is one of those cases. A pattern hidden in plain sight. That night was unusually quiet. She waited outside, hidden in the dark, watching the house and waiting for her boyfriend to leave. They had lived together for only a month, but in that short time, his behavior had changed, growing more violent, more unpredictable. Unable to endure it any longer, she had left months ago and stayed away from him, but she had left her belongings behind. That night, she returned to retrieve them. When the front door finally opened and he walked away, she didn't hesitate. She slipped inside. The locks hadn't been changed. The house was silent. There was a strange smell lingering in the air, but she ignored it. She needed to get her things and leave fast. She went straight to the bedroom. She opened the closet and froze. A body was crumpled inside. Her legs gave out and she collapsed to the floor. In that moment, everything changed. Fighting panic, she forced herself to stay calm. Then, she called the police. At the time, no one realized that single call would crack open secrets. When officers arrived, the first thing they did was identify the body. The man was Adam, a company employee who had been reported missing 1 month earlier. They followed leads, but he was never found. What confused investigators was that there were signs of normal activity. Adam's phone showed movement. His bank card had been used. Police believed he might have left town, perhaps even gone on a trip. No one imagined this, that his body would be discovered inside the closet of a woman who had never met him. With the discovery of the body, the investigation gained momentum. Police turned their attention to her boyfriend, Ryan. But as they dug deeper, an unexpected truth emerged. The house did not belong to Ryan. It belonged to a woman named Emily. Investigators began searching for her, but Emily couldn't be found. She had accumulated debts in multiple places and appeared to have disappeared while trying to escape them, leaving nothing behind but what she owed. There were no signs of recent activity, no phone records, no card usage. As police expanded their search into Emily's past, they uncovered something unsettling. Emily had been missing for more than 3 years. She had no close family, and no one had officially reported her disappearance. She had lived an ordinary life, working a regular office job. When investigators contacted her former workplace, they heard the same story. Emily had sent a text message and an email clearly stating that she was resigning. When her employer tried to confirm, she never answered. There was no explanation, no goodbye. The sudden resignation raised quiet suspicion, but over time, that suspicion faded. Emily slowly disappeared from people's lives and, eventually, from everyone's memory. But investigators didn't believe her disappearance was unrelated. As they reviewed the evidence, one name continued to surface: Ryan. Police began to suspect that Emily's disappearance and the body found in her house were connected to him. So investigators shifted their full attention to Ryan, the life he had been living. At first glance, Ryan seemed entirely ordinary. He had been born into a typical family and lived an unremarkable life. But as police looked closer, a different picture emerged. Ryan had no stable job. Instead, he survived by attaching himself to others, living off them, exploiting their trust, and using them for as long as he could. As detectives reconstructed his past, a chilling pattern emerged. Ryan didn't form relationships, he occupied them. Emily had been the first. She gave him a place to stay, access to her finances, and control over her life. When she began to question him and threatened to leave, she disappeared. After Emily was gone, Ryan did not leave. He stayed and lived off her money. He remained in the house and survived the only way he knew how. He exploited the people who crossed his path, using them until there was nothing left to take. Over time, different people drifted in and out of his life. Each one served a purpose. Each one was quietly discarded once they no longer did. That was how Adam became involved. Adam was a young man who had moved to the city for work, living alone and building a life no one else was watching closely. Then one day, he disappeared. His family followed leads, but no trace of Adam was ever found. At first, there appeared to be no connection between Adam and Ryan. Witnesses later placed Ryan at the bar Adam often visited. Ryan had noticed him there, recognized that he was alone in the city, and understood how easy it would be to approach him without raising suspicion. Adam's disappearance wasn't impulsive. It was planned. Ryan kept Adam's phone, used his bank card, sent messages just often enough to suggest he was still alive. A man erased in plain sight. As the investigation deepened, police discovered an even darker truth. Adam was not the only one. 3 more people connected to Ryan had vanished under similar circumstances, each drawn in, each used, each erased. In the end, Ryan was a serial killer. If his girlfriend had not returned to his house to collect her belongings, she would have disappeared like the others. The body hidden in the closet was not a mistake. It was a warning, left behind by a man who never expected her to come back. What began as a single discovery revealed something far greater, a truth no one expected, and an ending no one saw coming. Sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones you trust.